Previously on Spirits and Steam. The club arm shoots out those tent stake type projectiles at you, and I guess it just plugs you right in the chest. But you definitely feel like you should go over and take that sword out. Sterling just looks at you like he's a little concerned, and then he says, blood loss. And you also see a very, very dead body, a mummy. But this very, very dead body has a big spike in its forehead. He takes the spike, and the mummy, one of its stumps goes, like. Do you want to explain for the audience the changes you made to your character?
Alright, so the big change we made to Keir was when he got a certain level and actually got his access to Pact of the Blade stuff, we chose to take invocation called Purity of Ancient Warfare, prerequisites of Eldritch Blast and Pact of the Blade feature. And as bonus action, when you hit with your Pact weapon, you may choose to deal an additional 1d8 force damage. And there's no other invocations we can use to up the damage, like, for example, Agonizing Blast, which I also have, which adds my Charisma modifier to damage, but only if I'm actually casting Eldritch Blast. So it wouldn't work for Purity of Ancient Warfare. And in one scene where I used an invocation to see magical items, I decided my character's not really going to be using that, and it's not what this character's going to be about. He's not going to go Detective Gadget, at least not yet.
Detective Gadget?
Yeah.
Do you mean Inspector Gadget?
Well, I was going to say detective, like I'm not going to go searching out.
Okay.
I also never actually watched that, because it looked so stupid.
I mean, it was, but that's why it was funny.
Also, wasn't there like a cat guy, and like a little girl, and some shit?
That was a guy with a cat named Dr. Claw.
Exactly. So
I talk just like this.
I think I watched the movie, and that's about it.
Yeah, the movie was dumb. Second movie was a lot better.
Mm-hmm. As we were fighting the Wood Blights, I was casting a cantrip called Eldritch Blade, which, as part of the action, I would use my attack as an actual attack. And the issue with that was, I noticed it was overpowered. So instead I switched it out for a cantrip from Starter Spells under Darkana called Toll the Dead. Normally deals 1d8 necrotic, but if someone is already hurt, it will deal 1d12 if they, fail the wisdom save, which, with how my rolls have been going lately, I feel like they are going to succeed.
Well, I mean, they have to roll, not you. So even if your rolls are shit, that should still work.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, let me reword. With how well they were rolling, they're probably going to succeed.
Yeah, it's possible.
Let's see if there's anything else I need to mention. Not really much.
You get more hit points.
Yeah, I got more. I need more.
Yeah.
Which, I don't remember how much more. Oh, I do remember. I got 9 more hit points, which gave me a total of 35. And I got a second level spell of Scorching Ray.
And you took that from your Back to the Fiend extra spells.
Yeah. Just like with my first level command spell, which is nice.
So it'll be the next day after your exciting battle with the mummy in the forest.
Yeah, I was very proud of that. As Keir wakes up and as if he's woken from a bad dream, it's like, shit, Bracelet's still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Morning. And I get up and start getting dressed, and I notice that my stomach still kind of hurts. As if I'm still, being stabbed.
Was that where you got shot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we said it was mostly chest, stomach area.
Yeah.
And somehow my jacket was unharmed. Because I want it to be.
I imagine you have, really cool scars like Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. He has, 7 scars in the shape of the Big Dipper on his chest.
Oh. I'd rather not.
Not in the shape of the Big Dipper?
Please, God, no.
Okay. I mostly meant just scars that looked like that.
Oh, yeah, like little holes, yeah.
Alright, so, it is morning.
And I will, first starting off, I will, get all my stuff together. I would like that once I wake up, the sword is gone.
Yeah. Vanish to your pocket dimension?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, if you did the weapon bond ritual, then absolutely.
Yeah, I can apparently do it when I'm asleep.
I didn't know that.
It just has to be on your person for an hour, and you must want it to do it.
So you had to sleep with the sword, cuddled up next to you like a teddy bear?
It saved my life.
I mean, it's still sharp, though.
So cozy and protecting. So yeah, that'll be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I will actually, get, I don't know, supplies from my bag or something, and I will hang the blight face on my wall.
Okay. I was imagining you had like a table and you were just gonna set it on one end, and then as the campaign went on, you would have more stuff to add to it.
Yeah, but I need tables for stuff. I don't need a wall.
Alright, so you have a wooden blight face on your wall with a big like wrench mark on it.
No. This is a different
okay.
blight's face. That one I purposely left.
You found a different blight and cut off its face. Okay.
I got this face after getting out of the tree.
Yeah. Did you take anything from the mummy?
You were telling me his items, but I never really got to sit there and discuss it. So what did he have on him?
Oh, the mummy didn't really have anything. He just had that spike.
Well, I wanted the spike, but the teacher took it.
Yeah, he was naked. He was a naked mummy.
What are the things I was able to take?
And his body turned to ash, but there was still all the roots and vines and stuff down there.
Hmm.
And there was, you probably don't want it, but one of his arms was still there.
Hmm.
Because he punched his arm into a wall and then it got cut off.
Oh, right. Hmm.
That didn't dissolve. But
Was there like a really cheap ring on his finger or something?
No, he was completely naked.
Completely. Like, this guy was being birthed.
If you want to think about it that way, yeah.
Unless there was like a quote-unquote tree heart, I don't really have anything to take from there.
No, there was no tree heart.
Okay.
Just roots and stuff. Normal tree material.
Yeah. So I'll say the blight face was enough.
Okay.
So do my classes start later than Bryn or Sterling's?
You all start class around the same time. Everyone does.
Okay. What about electives?
Electives are after you're done with class. Like, they're after school stuff.
So yeah, I guess I'll go to well, when I wake up, how early is it until I have to go to classes?
Well, how early do you want to wake up?
At least 2 hours. Because that's usually how I wake up for all my classes in real life.
Okay, so they serve breakfast to the students from 8 to 9, and then classes start at 10 in the morning.
Okay, so I can eat breakfast first, and then I will go to Tadashi, the doctor.
Okay.
Have him check up on my grievous wounds.
Alright, so he sits you down at a desk, like a exam table, I guess, would be closer. And, as you remove your shirt so he can examine your grievous injuries. And he takes off the bandages and examines them all. They're pretty much healed, but you do have scars now that will have to fade naturally. The way I've decided this works is, like, magic can close the wounds, but if it leaves scars from grievous injuries, those will take time to heal.
Mm-hmm. And the only way to cover them up is with tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Those would be very strange-looking tattoos.
Have you not seen people who got rid of their, like, terrible scars and burns with tattoos?
No, I've seen that, but yours are, like, big, like someone, shoved a tent stake in you. Apparently not in the shape of the Big Dipper. So do you just have, like, random holes across your chest and stomach area?
Yeah, they're just random.
Okay. So he examines your wounds and says, you've healed quite nicely, but I'm afraid the scars will be around for a while.
Okay.
You don't seem very bothered by that.
I'm not Sterling. I don't walk around shirtless.
I was not under the impression that he did that either. As a regular activity.
I don't know. He was shirtless yesterday.
I think those were probably extreme circumstances. There is a uniform code,
Mm-hmm. Which a few students break.
That's not my area of control. You'll have to speak with Hina about that.
Oh, no, I'm fine with the person breaking him.
Alright, so I guess he would probably give you, like, some kind of medicine to take to make sure you don't get infected from your grievous scars.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd like to make a quick Arcana check on blights real quick.
Okay. I think they're actually nature.
Oh, then I'll roll nature. So I'll go, alright, so I got a 17.
Yeah, so what do you want to know about blights?
Do blights usually have, like, poisoned needles they shoot?
No, that is not normal.
Okay.
Normal blights, there are 3 kinds. There's needle blights, twig blights, and vine blights.
Mm-hmm.
Needle blights do have, like, needles they shoot out, but they're like pine needles, not like tent stakes.
Okay. Do needle blights have club-like arms?
No, they do not.
Okay. And were these guys I saw, did they have any vine appendages?
Not really. They were just kind of made of plant materials. So some of them did have vines in their bodies, but not appendages. They were mostly human shaped.
and this is just a simple guess. They are usually not burnt.
No, they're definitely not that.
So these are corrupted or something in some way.
Mm-hmm. Normal blights can pass for other things. Twig blights will disguise themselves as like small trees. Vine blights can hide as a bush, and a needle blight is actually big enough that it can disguise itself as a person. Yeah, so normal blights are not that dangerous. They could still kill you, but they do not have shotgun tent stakes.
Is this your excuse for shooting me?
No.
And I'll actually tell the doctor. Blights aren't supposed to have poisonous barrage arms, are they?
No, that was quite surprising to us as well. It may have something to do with that. He points to his table, which has the spike on it.
What's, the metal spike?
Yeah, it's the spike that was in the mummy. So I think it's about 2 feet long. It's pointed at both ends, and it's made of some kind of material that sort of looks like an organic metal. It's like dark greenish.
Is there anything I can roll to know something about this?
You could roll history.
Oh, because that worked out so great last time. A 10.
History. You may have heard of something like this, but you don't recall where or what it was exactly.
You know what that means then.
You're going to the library?
I'll be going to the library.
Yeah, you could also just ask Tadashi, who's been examining it.
Oh, that is also true. Do I just jump up into the library? No, I will ask him.
What are you asking him?
Is there any, stories about these stakes?
Not stakes specifically, as far as I know, but we've heard of this material before. Just, he looks like he's thinking about the best way to put this. Let's say it's exceptionally rare.
Lots of magic and bullcrap?
That's certainly one way of putting it. We're not sure entirely what the stake is or what its purpose was, but it seemed to be afflicting whatever that creature was and making it more powerful. Seems like bad news, whatever it is.
I'm mostly wondering why the blights were taken to the tree, which, okay, very obviously they're attached to that in some mystical way. But why they were healing the undead guy by forcing students to be, blood siphons.
It may have been a simple transfer of life force.
Yes, very simple. Attach students to a wall made of vines, stab them with vines, suck out the blood.
I mean, originally blights were created from a vampire. So that may be just part of their instincts.
Fair enough. Weird tree vampires.
Yeah, blights were originally created from a really powerful vampire who got staked through the heart, and then the stake was imbued with a lot of his vampiric energy.
So these guys are just dicks.
Yeah, they're evil.
The cat did let you know how you're allowed to tell me things about that, right?
There's not much to tell about it yet.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Go to class?
Yeah. I don't want to go to class.
I could write you a note if you'd rather not. You did have quite a traumatic experience in the woods last night. Although Sterling doesn't seem to be bothered.
About?
What happened? He's going to class.
He wasn't actually hurt.
That's fair.
He somehow avoided every single thing.
Maybe he's more lucky than you are.
I just storm out of the room.
Have a good day.
Sterling.
Alright, so where are you headed?
Before I completely go off, I just go, thanks for the offer anyways. Bye.
You're welcome. He seems very unbothered by your sudden outburst and just storming off. Yeah. Teenagers.
How many minutes do I need before I have to go to class?
You probably have 15 minutes or so. You can see students rushing to class. I'm gonna be late.
What are you talking about? You can get there in 5 minutes. So I'm just going to do what I do every time everyone says that they're going to be late and running through the halls, and I'm just walk.
Okay.
Walk.
So you're going to walk amidst all the students running around. It's a big building, so some of them conceivably could be late.
I'm not going to run through here.
Yeah, but this is also a fortress-sized building.
So you're saying I have 12 minutes max just by walking?
Yeah. This is actually a good chance to describe more of the building, because I just said it was big and fortress-like.
Oh, I've been waiting to hear the exposition.
Yeah. So it's, if I had to compare size of the building, I can't say just Cottage Grove High School, because that's not a good reference for people. But
is it bigger or smaller? Question.
It's quite a bit bigger.
Okay, so you're saying it's more like a community college.
Yeah, it's closer to that size. Or like, it's probably closer to an actual university size.
Okay, so it's going to be, it actually would take me 10 minutes to get from class to class.
Yeah, but instead of like multiple buildings all separated, they are connected.
So it's wings.
Yeah. And there are, I think, 3 courtyards I put in it, where they're like, PE classes, which are combat training and stuff. So it has...
Okay, so I actually should start running.
Yeah. So it has quite a few classrooms and stuff.
So as I leave the nurse house, let's retcon something. So you're saying I actually don't have enough time to leisurely walk?
Depending on what class you're going to, yeah.
I'll actually go, I'd like a note to excuse me for being late.
Just pulls a note out of his desk like he had that ready to go.
There you go. And I'm just like, do you just have these ready?
Yep.
Nice. I actually had a teacher who did that. He just always had notes ready. I got away with so much crap.
So what is your first class of the day?
Cut. One sec. Pause.
Yeah.
The best thing to do would be starting off with combat training.
Okay. Alright, so you do in fact have a combat training class with Sterling.
Sup?
Are you feeling okay to do combat training today? You did get grievously wounded yesterday.
Would I get any better if I just sat down every time I didn't feel like it?
I don't think you'll get any better by bleeding all over yourself.
I'm fine.
Alright.
Oh, look, you're actually wearing a shirt today.
Yeah. Oh, look, you're not bleeding all over yourself today. Yet.
Oh, we'll see.
Just you watch. I'm going to bleed all over myself. Alright, so your teacher for this class is Keir, who has you all pair off with different people and start fighting with not real weapons, but with, wooden weapons. So they'll still hurt if you get hit, but you will not die, probably.
Yeah, so I can use, my quarterstaff or whatever. I can't kill.
Yeah.
I can knock them out.
So do you wanna fight with Sterling?
Well, we were backstabbing each other. It would be perfect.
Alright. So this will be, we just both roll one attack against each other. Whoever rolls higher does better in the combat, basically.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. I don't want to get into a whole fight here.
Yeah, alright.
So, or we could do best out of 3. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So we'll do 3 rounds. 8. 18. So the first round goes to Sterling.
Ow.
He has a big wooden replica of this great sword he normally uses. So you go to swing at him with your quarterstaff, and he just knocks it out of your hands and then hits you in one of the areas you were not hit by the stakes, like on the shoulder.
Yeah, I go, ow, but, oh.
First round goes to me. You up for another one?
Yep.
All right, round 2. Fight.
God.
Botch. All right, so how do you want to beat him?
I would like to just, trip him with the quarterstaff.
Okay, so he goes for a 2-handed swing, and you hit him in the leg with your quarterstaff, knock him to the ground.
And I put my hand down all right, time for round 3.
All right, that's dirty fighting. I like it.
I don't know. Yeah, dirty like your clothes. Get up.
Yeah, Deketh approves.
All
right, round 3.
Hopefully I don't roll a 10 again.
Yeah, 21. All right. So you win 2 out of 3 rounds.
Yay.
Are you sure you got shot yesterday? You fight pretty well for someone who was seriously injured.
I'm just looking at myself. I mean, I feel great. Kind of.
Most people would be in a bed for a couple of days after getting wounded like that.
Yeah, doctor said I can go to class.
I see that.
It was because of your amazing shirt bandage skills.
I guess I'll take that credit.
Also, it's not very often I get to say I wear your shirt.
That's a fair point.
Wonder if he's going to let us do tag team battles.
I mean, not today. That was pretty much the whole class. Do you want to talk to Sterling at all anymore? Because you do have a little time.
Yeah.
I imagine you two got done with your 3 rounds earlier than some of the other people.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I guess we can pause here so I can talk. So what do I remember about this guy? So I know we grew up together at the same training facility.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he never had a job. I was off running errands.
He didn't need to have a job because his father is a knight or a samurai type guy.
Okay. He's a royal fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll start by saying, so what's it like having a dad who's like a knight samurai guy? I don't know what they're called here.
It's a lot like not having a dad at all. He's gone most of the time.
I don't know if that's better or worse than constantly running errands for him.
I would say worse.
Yeah.
Alexander was more of a father to me than my real dad ever was. He's like brushing dirt off his clothes as he says this.
Yeah, he was very nice to you. Hopefully, I hope that wasn't just feeling bad for you.
He pushed me a lot harder, too.
It's hard to push someone if they're not there. Ooh, metaphors.
So why did you stop with your training?
When me and my parents found out I had magical powers, but we could not find the source, I kind of just tried not to go out in public much.
Do you think people would have been afraid of you? Or were you worried about hurting them with your magic?
More of hurting them, yeah.
Maybe the training would have helped.
He's not a magic teacher.
He does teach self-control.
True. Besides, I learned to control it somewhat by myself.
Right as you say that, you hear an explosion of magic behind you.
I go, how did I do it?
Jaquette says, hey, no wild magic in the class.
I didn't do it.
Sorry.
Oh, it was that kid again.
There's just one kid who's like their version of Seamus Finnegan, always blowing stuff up.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, this is a kid, like, his hair is in multiple colors and it's cut in weird ways, and for some reason he has 3 legs.
He's a wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, of course he is. I'm like, for a kid who just has natural talent and bullshit and magic, why the hell does he need a weapon?
That magic's not going to do him much good once he uses it. And given his condition, I would say training to use a weapon is a good alternative.
When he says condition, what does he mean by that?
Wild magic.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of seems unreliable.
Unpredictable would be a good way to put it.
You could summon, like, giant butterflies.
Or drop an elephant on someone.
Or just change his hair colors, even though it technically wouldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear that wild magic users could actually heal themselves compared to other sorcerers.
Wild magic can do anything. That's sort of the problem, at least from my understanding.
Let's just kind of stay away from him.
You just go sit on the sidelines and do something else.
But I did learn something when I got my powers out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't do it a lot compared to everyone else. Like, I can only do it like a few times, then I have to stop and take a rest. Kind of just takes the wind out of me.
Sounds like you don't have much magical stamina.
No. When we were fighting the Wood Blight and I cast 2 spells, I could not do that anymore. I was done.
Some more weapon training might do you good then.
Yeah.
He, like, jokingly punches you a little. Or maybe just keep some friends around.
Yeah. Oh, also, remember that sword I had back at the shrine? Check this out, and I just make it appear.
Jaquette immediately points to you and says, no live weapons in the classroom.
I'm just showing him something cool.
Put it away or I'll take it away. That's better. Alright, Sterling says, how'd you learn to do that?
I don't really remember. I just remember I had it with me before I went to bed. And as soon as I was about to fall asleep, I saw it disappear into nothing. And when I woke up, I was able to bring it back up. And I asked Shay, like, why is this happening? And once again, right.
Who's Shay? Is it your girlfriend?
I wish. No. Shay is that bracelet I was telling you about back at the shrine that you still can't see.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know why no one can see this. And I'm not crazy because I can't predict anything she's gonna say.
You know who says they're not crazy?
Did Kath?
Well, that too, but crazy people. You sure you didn't hit your head when we were running from the Wood Blight?
No, I got more of my chest hit.
Maybe
and you were carrying me most of the time, so.
Maybe it's something about that sword then.
I'm like trying to whisper this because the cat did tell me not to tell many people. No, he told me to tell no one. But he was also there. There's kind of a difference.
But if you want to keep anyone else from overhearing it, you're going to have to do deception or performance.
Or walk away.
Yeah, or just walk away. But I mean, you are in a classroom, sort of. It's like
a fenced off.
Yeah, it's area. Like a gymnasium, kind of. But it's outdoors.
Is there like a water fountain that's constantly splashing? Or
No, but there is like a locker room.
and I'll go, Decaf, can we change out of our uniforms early?
Go ahead.
All right, let's go. I forgot that you told me not to tell anyone about this.
Well, but you're still going to tell me it?
You were there
Where was I?
in the shop. And so we get to the locker room, I like make sure no one's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when I pulled the sword out, and the ropes like detangled from the sword, it said contract is complete.
Well, that sounds like a warlock thing to me.
I'm
Are you a warlock? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. I had the magical power beforehand. I just wasn't able to do the sword thing.
Hmm.
Or at least not yet, or maybe it's the sword itself. Or maybe that's why Shay is stuck on my hand and you can't see her. Maybe it wasn't actually for me, maybe it's for someone else.
Sounds like a bunch of magical fuckery.
You always hated magic.
I don't think you need magic to get by.
No, just some sick abs, right?
I mean, that does help.
I'm like, wait, does Bryn still have your jacket?
No, I got that back.
Oh, okay. She actually looks pretty good in it. Not gonna lie. It could have been better, shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you keep ripping things' arms off and beating them with it?
Well, I mean, the first time was an accident, and then I found out they made really good clubs. I didn't have another weapon, so...
And I just open my jacket. I always have 2 daggers in here.
Oh yes, the mighty dagger.
Better than your fist.
Not better than a club.
No, clubs are great.
Clubs were what I had on hand.
I just put on my clothes and just walk away. That was terrible. You should feel bad.
I think that's a good place to end that.
So, let's pick the next class to go to. Hopefully I'm not jumped by any girls or guys. I'm all sweaty and I need to cool off. Let's go to Wilderness Survival.
Okay. Yeah, alright. So Wilderness Survival is taught by Celise. I don't think any of the... Yeah, Brendan and Sterling are not in this class. Neither of them have an interest in Wilderness Survival. But the class is going to be taught in this area of the forest.
On the other side.
Mm-hmm, on the other side, which is within sight of the school. And there is a noticeable security presence with you this time.
Yeah, yep, I'm not surprised.
So they have a few of those animated suits of armor and a dozen men-at-arms with the class.
I still do not trust them.
The guys with guns?
Yes, I do not like guns. They kind of scare me.
These are cool steam guns.
Yeah, they shoot steam, right?
They shoot with steam. So Celise is leading the class through the forest, talking about basic wilderness survival stuff like, don't eat that plant, it's poisonous.
Don't eat that plant, it's poisonous.
Don't even look at that plant, suckers. I got you all to look.
And there's just that one student who wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. She does enjoy, messing with her students. So every once in a while, she'll, walk behind a tree and disappear, and then reappear behind a different tree on the other side of the clearing. What are you guys doing over there? We're going this way. And all the students are like, what? Ah.
Yeah, and do I see any, mushrooms as I'm perusing through the forest?
Yeah, it is fall, so there are mushrooms growing.
What about this red one with white dots?
Don't eat that. Don't touch that. Don't look at it. Don't think about it.
What if I destroy it?
You can do that, just don't touch it.
Okay.
Oh, also don't breathe in the spores. They will kill you.
I just step back. Smells funny.
Well, now you're going to die.
Okay.
She just pokes you in the forehead. There.
Thank you. Just I know this is a joke, but I'm just letting her have her fun.
No, you're not going to die, probably. I make no promises. Come on. So.
Wow, she's actually very much like my environmentals teacher.
As you're walking through the forests, each class is about an hour long, so you're in the forest for an hour. But I would like you to make a perception roll.
Yes! I'm good at these, I think.
A 3, okay.
I'm good at this.
Yeah. So you don't notice the thing you might have noticed. But passive of 10 does let you notice the other thing that you might have noticed, which is some of the people in the class are people you saw in the forest on the night of the attack by the blighted monsters.
We really need this class.
Well, I mean, some of them are probably training to be druids, so they're going to have to deal with this sort of thing. But a lot of them are not so inconspicuously talking about you and shooting looks in your direction.
Wait, why shooting look?
They look at you, and then if they see you looking at them, they look away. They're gossiping about you, basically.
Okay. Is that one girl that I was carrying here?
No, she is not here.
Sadness. Is it the two that Sterling was carrying?
The two Sterling were carrying included the one you were carrying.
Oh. No, because I was carrying one and then he was carrying two.
No,
No.
Yeah, you rolled a botch on your athletics, so he took the one you were carrying.
Because then he crit, yeah.
Yeah.
Bull is one of the ones that were carried there.
Yes.
I'd like to walk over and be like, hey, you doing alright?
What? Me?
Yes. You alright?
I'm fine.
You sure? Like, you're safe.
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Hey, just want to make sure. You know.
She was one of the people gossiping about you and seems surprised that you noticed.
Also, you're not very subtle when you're talking about people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care. It's fine.
If you don't care, then why are you talking to me?
Because I want to make sure you're all right.
I'm fine.
As there's just bandages across my chest.
I assumed you're wearing those under your shirt.
Oh, yeah, but they can still peer out of like next to like the collar or under the shirt. Like, it's just kind of funny for me. What exactly did she say you were coming out here for?
Survival training?
Well, last week she was teaching us about certain vines, and it doesn't seem like she's teaching us anything this week exactly.
I think they're a little worried about the forest right now.
I guess.
They probably haven't had time to check the entire forest for monsters.
Well, if need be, we can, just call for help and, with all of these damn guards.
One of the guards flips you the bird.
You're not inconspicuous!
I don't care.
I'm like, that's probably why we're not seeing anything, because there's so many of them.
Probably. Any animals in the forest would have been scared away by our approach.
Which then make them, that's probably why our teacher isn't turning into like a squirrel or something and running off.
As you say that, she says, "Oh, that's a good idea." It turns into a squirrel and runs off.
And I just after 5 minutes, I'm just like, there you are.
Yeah, she peers on your head. There's now a squirrel on your head.
Hey, Teach, I found some acorns.
Alright, she jumps off your head and turns back into a person. I think that's enough classwork for today.
Yes, classwork. I turn away.
She bonks you on the head with her staff. The forest is my classroom, Keir.
I was being sarcastic.
I don't appreciate sarcasm, except when I do it. I didn't train for 20 years to be a druid just to have young half-elves sass me.
And I didn't save some of your students to get bonked on the head.
That's true. You saved some of my students because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, sure. And I just walk away and quickly walk away nope.
Oh, she was gonna bonk you on the head again. Right.
Nope.
So she leads the class back to the school. They do a head count, make sure everyone's there. Everyone is.
I'm hiding behind a tree.
I can still see you. My passive perception is a 19.
Shut up. Michael.
She appears next to you behind the tree. What are you doing over here?
You're no fun.
You'll need to get much better at hiding to escape me.
I find that to be a challenge.
She puts her hand out are you sure? You want to challenge me? You'll get extra credit if you can do it.
No, I don't want to burn down the forest. That's mean.
Well, see, then I would have to kill you.
My hand's with fire. I can't control this perfectly. And I go, oh shit, ow, ow.
I think you'll have to try a lot harder than that to burn down the entire forest.
So, let's pick the next class.
Okay, so you're not going to accept her challenge?
I go, maybe later.
Alright.
I'm still bleeding out.
That's fair.
Healing class.
Okay, so that's what you want to go to next?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So the healing class is taught by Tadashi, the half-elf doctor. So you will be... Yeah.
And I walk in later.
Oh, good. You've decided to join us.
Nope. I give him a smug look.
I had you marked down as absent, but now that you're here,
I have a note.
And you have a note that I wrote, which, if you had read carefully, you would have realized also said you'd be willing to serve as an example to the whole class.
Yep, sure did. I knew it.
Yeah, he has a big exam table at the front of the room. He asks you to sit down and remove your shirt so he can show everyone your cool scars.
I just at the front desk of the end, just jacket, shirt, pants. No, pants
you have to keep your pants on. That's mandatory.
Yeah, so jacket on one table, shirt on the other. All right. I just plop down.
And then he gives a very long, rambling lecture about scars and healing and proper care of wounds and treatments of poisons, which everyone is very interested in. Some of these students were also wounded by the blights, but none of them were wounded as badly as you.
Yeah, I'm just like, helped you.
Yeah. So he has a couple of the other students come up and show the class their injuries to compare, how they can heal differently and the different natures of the wounds. Because some of them were clubbed and some of them were shot like you were.
And he's like, I don't know why he's healed so good.
Well, I mean, they do know why. It's because magic. Everyone knows that magic cured you.
No, like he was saying, like compared to all the other students, mine healed way too normally.
No, it's not the healing that's the issue. It's the surviving. You survived an injury that should have just killed
you. Yeah.
Which does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's like that guy who got a piece of iron in his eye and survived.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like slowly getting bored of sitting up here and having him poke and prod, and he's just like,
Yeah. No, he has different people from the class come up to examine your injuries closely and poke them with their finger, very scientifically.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there taking notes, like, ow, ow, ow.
Does this hurt? Does this hurt? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Kick.
Let's say the last person who comes up is the person you were carrying over your shoulder in the forest.
I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Her name is Kanta. She has extremely pale skin and long black hair, and there's a cat on her shoulder.
God damn it. Pause. You took my idea. What the hell?
That was my joke. The necromancer.
No.
That was a collaborative joke.
Okay, fair enough. We can continue.
But as she's examining you, she says, you were the one who brought me out of the forest, right?
And as she says, come on, eat your own. I'm like, yeah, it was me.
It doesn't respond. It just looks at you like, what? What do you want?
I wanted to pet the kitty.
Would you like to have lunch together?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That was much easier than I expected. All right. And then
lunch and socialization is a thing.
Yeah, I know. All right. So that's pretty much the end of that class.
I don't know. I wouldn't have actually written notes because, I have to be poked and prod. Can anyone write notes for me?
I'll do it.
Thank you. I just glare at the teacher
He just waves at you yeah.
He's only nice. Assistant. No, it's terrible. He helped me not die. It's good.
Yeah, he did.
All right, to the lunches with Kanta.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, lunch.
So you go to the Great Hall again for lunch. Do you want to sit with just Kanta, or do you want to sit with Bryn and Sterling as well?
I'll actually ask her.
Okay. Yeah, she's fine sitting with Bryn and Sterling, too. Because you were all in the forest.
Yeah, and I walk up with them, just hey guys, I brought Kanta.
Neither of them are in the same class as her, so they have never seen the ghost cat before.
Oh, yeah, and this little guy's Ichiro.
Ichiro jumps down on the table, and Bryn's familiar is on the table, too, and they're, circling each other.
Aggressive or passive?
Passive. They're, investigating each other.
And I'm just okay. Okay.
Kanta says to Bryn and Sterling, oh, you two were in the forest as well, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
yeah, they were with
yeah, we were there.
Yeah, they were with me.
What exactly happened in that forest?
The
teachers haven't told any of us what really happened.
Do I know if Deketh wants me to say, to the kids that were there, or does he want us to shut up?
He didn't tell you either way, so you will just have to guess.
I'm we technically can't tell you, but the students were being captured by corrupted, weird creatures, and we're using you to... Wait, do you remember what the origin of blights were?
The origin of blights?
Yeah.
The vampire, right?
Yeah, so they were pretty much doing that. Yes. They were vampiring you guys.
Vampiring? Vampiring what? They were draining our blood into something?
Mm-hmm. I can't tell you anymore. Sorry. I don't want super detention.
I mean, super detention is pretty rough.
Yeah.
I was hoping to learn more about what happened. But I suppose I'll have to investigate on my own.
Or just wait until I know no one else can hear.
That's surprisingly difficult in this school.
I just look at Sterling really?
Yeah. But I do still want to thank you for saving me. So now I'm going to need you to roll a d20 for me.
Okay, I will roll a d20.
Alright,
I got
16.
a 16.
Okay. Oh, okay. She holds out her hand with a small object in it. It's a pearl. She looks at Sterling. I've heard from certain sources that you don't have a whole lot of magical power, and this may help you. And
I just turn and look at Sterling.
he shrugs. I've never met this person before.
Was it Ichiro?
Ichiro meows.
Do I have to roll to figure out what that means?
It means yes.
Alright, fair enough.
He goes back over to Kata. She starts petting him. Having a ghost familiar is surprisingly useful for eavesdropping.
Thank you, Ichiro.
He meows again. This is a pearl of power. It does require attunement, but it lets you regain an expended spell slot of up to 3rd level once per day.
Ooh. This is the one-time use thing, isn't it?
No, you can keep using it again and again and again.
Oh.
But it only functions once per day.
Still nice.
I've been using it for a couple of years, but I feel like you might need it more.
I take it, I put it in my jacket pockets, and I go give her a hug like, aw, thanks.
Okay, she was not expecting that, so she just kind of has her hands up like, oh, what do I do? What's happening?
Sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What kind of magic do you have? And I'm like, I already know, but I wanted just to say it.
I'm a necromancer.
Ooh.
She points at the cat.
I didn't know relations.
I felt that was fairly obvious. She pulls a spell book out and puts it on the table.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's your deal. Not many people with ghost cat.
No, it's a somewhat rare talent. Most familiars are bats or ravens or something. But Ichiro was my first pet, and when he died, I developed a talent for necromancy.
Necromancer!
Yes, that's the joke.
That's awesome.
That's I'm
cool.
Totally going to cut out.
Oh, you are?
Maybe.
Whatever.
Depends. Do you think our audience would get that?
Yes, I really do. That's clever, and I love it, and you are awesome.
Oh, okay. That's not the normal reaction when you tell people you're a necromancer.
I look back at Sterling like, yeah, well, I don't even know where my magic comes from, so...
Usually it's the running and screaming in fear.
Can't necromancy technically heal?
Technically, yes.
Also give people fake life for a bit. Like, it's not completely bad.
Well, no, but I mean, the most common use of necromancy is to raise undead armies.
Are you going to do that?
Subjugate the living. No. I mean, well, maybe cats, if I find some fluffy ghost cats that I could raise into an army, but for now, no.
Also, I saved your life. I don't really have a reason to judge you.
I don't.
I do, but I'm not using that as an excuse.
I see.
I'm trying to be joking and teasy.
You're oddly accepting of this dark, abominable magic I just told you I practice.
I can summon swords out of thin air. I'm not really worried.
She looks at Bryn and Sterling like, what? They're just like, he's always like that.
And as I'm sitting in my chair and talking, I wave my hand over the table and just go...
You summoning your sword?
But having it lay on the table.
From across the hall, you hear, no swords in the Great Hall.
Ah! And it goes, poof.
I better not have to give you a third warning, Keir.
The cat, that's you again?
Yeah, I mean, he is the school security officer.
Why can't I do cool things?
You know the rules.
About this thing or the other thing?
No live weapons in school grounds.
It's not alive.
Don't make me give you super detention.
I'll be a good boy.
That's what I thought.
See you tomorrow. Bye. I love how we turned super detention into a thing.
I could not.
Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, we're all weird. As I just look at Bryn's familiar.
Bryn looks at you like, I'm not weird. And then her tiny clockwork dragon rears back and shoots a tiny flame from its mouth. I don't remember programming it to do that. She flips it over on its belly and pulls out like a screwdriver and starts adjusting something.
See? Like I said. And, there's Sterling, but yeah.
I mean, he does hang around with you.
Hey! It's like, if you need anything from us or just want to hang out, just let us know. I won't collect dead bodies for you, though.
Damn it.
At least not yet.
No, she doesn't. She's not the kind of necromancer that needs dead bodies lying around. I was trying to think of a way to make the necromancer work with like zombies or skeletons, but I realized like skeleton cat would just be weird looking and zombie cat would just look gross. And it would rot, so I went with ghost.
Unless there's a ghoul cat.
I don't think you can turn cats into ghouls. Technically, you can't even use animate dead on non-human entities.
Yeah, well, this is our homebrew bullshit, so.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I do want to ask Bryn something.
Yeah?
I'm like, oh yeah, speaking of which, and I'd like to say this is after our fun little necromancer.
Yeah. Like as you're all heading to your next class.
Like, oh yeah, Bryn, how hard is your shop class?
You mean artifice class?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's easy for me, but I'm brilliant.
Yes, you're brilliantly, amazing, beautiful, the whole package. Anyways, I mean, like, do you think I could do it?
She, like, takes your hands and starts looking at them.
Your hands are too fat.
You might be useful for machining parts, but I think your hands are too big to work with all the clockwork gears.
We're like, maybe my magic item shop maybe we can do, like, a fused class.
I mean, we are going to need magic to eventually animate our project. I'll probably be in the workshop after school gets out if you want to come by and look.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of mine, then I'll head on over. And then we go to our next class.
Okay, History of the Empire. Okay. I don't think I have a history teacher in my notes either. So we'll just say it's the headmaster. Headmaster Claude, who is a warforged. So Headmaster Claude, he is a warforged, but he's kind of a customized warforged. Mm-hmm. He has he has a monocle piece over one eye, and he has a cane, even though he doesn't need it. And he's slimmer than a normal warforged would be. He's not huge and bulky.
He's not meant for combat.
Well, I think he's just made with mithril instead of the normal material. So he's very shiny, and he speaks very eloquently. Did you have anything in particular you wanted to do in the class? Because he's just going to talk about, like, how the Empire was founded.
So we're only at the foundation of the Empire?
Yeah, it's about the second week of classes, so it'd probably be, like, the early history of the Empire. Probably still within the lifetime of the second Emperor. Yeah, this is, like, the Bronze Age that he's talking about. So he's talking about, and then there was some giant demons that attacked the country, and the Emperor organized a group of priests to drive them off, which became this priesthood. He has a big branching chart, and he said, and as you can see, that priesthood eventually split off into multiple sects that dealt with various issues. Some specialized in the capture and binding of demons, some specialized in healing, some specialized in lore keeping, and,
capture of demons?
That was the Order of the Autumn River.
Oh, that's totally getting written down.
Yeah, they were based around demon hunting. But they all these different groups started off as one big monk group.
Mm-hmm. Then they specialized.
Well, I mean, they just got too big, so they had to divide into special groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the original order was called the Order of the Fated Hour. Some people say the original monks of the Fated Hour are still alive, in some form, but we know not where or why.
Make a note on a separate page. Headmaster is one of the monks. And you conniving bastard.
So he goes on to talk about the monk orders for a while. He's like, alright, are there any questions? So if you don't have any questions about ancient monk histories, he's just going to go on to talk about other stuff.
How did the monks seal away demons?
I'm glad you asked. That's a fascinating topic that I could talk about for hours, but sadly we have very limited time. The monks used ancient foci, mostly made of bronze in that period, but later constructed of steel or iron or other metals that they found. Usually metal, like myself. And then he, taps on his own chassis.
Snapping finger guns.
Yeah. The standard procedure of capturing a demon was to have somewhere between 12 and 100 monks all attempt to seal it at the same time, whereupon it would be trapped in the object. They would then lock the object up, usually somewhere near water, wait for the demon to lose the majority of its power, release it, and then destroy it, like it so richly deserved.
Note to self, do not bring up the demon thing on my hand to the teacher.
Of course, this would sometimes lead to large groups of demons being sealed in roughly similar locations, which could lead to complications. If other demons found out about them, released them in their weakened states, and then devoured their souls, as demons are wont to do. Which led to the infamous battle, which nearly destroyed the Order of the Fated Hour.
Ding, 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 claps!
And that's the bell. I will have to tell you about that next time.
Oh, God.
It's very exciting, I assure you.
Thank God I was saved by the bell. Oh boy. And I like look back at my bracelet like, what metal is this? Do I have to roll for metal knowledge? How metal is it? Michael, how metal is it?
It's very metal. I think that's just a straight intelligence check. There's no
Look at it and know.
Well, there's no skill associated with knowledge of metals. 10.
Yep, I have average knowledge of this metal.
You don't know what metal it is, but you do know which metals it's not. So
it is not gold.
It's not gold. It's not silver, brass, bronze, steel, iron, adamantine, mithril, titanium, platinum, aluminum, pewter, copper, tin, zinc. It's not a normal metal, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. As you continue, I'm just like, oh my god, why don't you just tell me the domain of the function and tell me what it is not? And all for those students in math higher than 100 and like 10, they will know what the fuck I just said.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it is not a normal metal, if it's even actually a metal at all.
Alright, well then I will go right next door to my arcane magic class.
Okay, so your teacher for arcane magic is Galen Brightsong, an Eladrin wizard. So, and you would know he is a specialty abjurer wizard. His specialty is abjuration, like wards and stuff.
Protection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's like the first teacher you meet in Skyrim.
I guess.
The first thing he does is teaches you, like, wards. He is an abjuration teacher.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess he's like that guy then. He's pretty tall for an elf, and Eladrin have, like, the solid white eyes. And he's very, very fancy silver hair.
I keep accidentally thinking he's blind.
And he dresses in clothes from the Feywild. He doesn't dress like a local person, so he still looks very foreign. But today, it's been about 2 weeks, so he's been covering the basics of each type. So today he's talking about, like, transmutation, just going over the basics of transmutation.
It does this, it changes this into this, it only with so much, blah, blah, blah. I turned a man into a newt.
Yeah, that's transmutation.
Yeah, he got better, though.
Yeah, I mean, it only lasts for up to 1 hour. And he like demonstrates the principles of transmutation by, turning stuff into other stuff. Like he has a block of wood that he turns into a block of gold and then back. And then he asks if there are any volunteers who want to be polymorphed into something.
I just raised my hand.
Yes, you, Keir.
I'm like, please be a bunny, please be a bunny, please be a bunny.
Alright, so he puts his head on you to polymorph you. Are you going to make a will save or are you going to intentionally fail?
Oh, I'm going to intentionally fail.
Okay, yeah. So he polymorphs you into a bunny rabbit. Ta-da! And then he pulls you out of a hat. No, he doesn't do that.
And I start bouncing on the table. Yay!
As you can see, he is completely turned into a bunny rabbit. His mental state may have accidentally turned into a bunny rabbit as well. He seems very excited.
I headbutt him.
Ow. Okay, he can still understand me. He makes you do basic math problems while a bunny. For the rest of the class, to demonstrate you still have all your intelligence.
-3, 10 plus 4x to the u unity of the square bracket and function equals y.
That's not basic, but okay.
No, I know. That's the stuff I know right now. That was the first thing in my head. College level math, man.
And then he brings up another student and polymorphs her into a bunny to prove that you two can communicate and has you work together to solve more complex problems.
No, this is an X, not a 4.
And then, when the class ends, he turns you back into people.
And I just high five him. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, okay. So that's the end of your arcane studies class. Did you have any questions for Galen Brightsong?
Are most of the students gone?
Yes.
So, where do most people get their sources of magic?
Well, most that I know of are, like myself, wizards who study.
Mm-hmm.
We learn magic by understanding the underlying theories and then applying them.
Hoping what you read works.
Well, not so much hoping as practicing until it works. But others are simply born with the talents, and others may acquire it from external sources.
External sources like what?
Powerful fae, powerful fiends, horrors from beyond the stars, that sort of thing. There are other sources. Captured spirits can be bound into service, although that process does carry with it some degree of risk.
You mean like putting something inside a bracelet and then siphoning magic through them?
That's an oddly specific example, but yes, there was...
Oh, I lost my bracelet recently, so I was just thinking what someone would use it for.
The most famous story I know of was an Ifrit, a djinn, who was trapped in a lamp and bound into service of whoever held the lamp, but who was not particularly thrilled with his situation and strove as hard as possible to kill whoever was using his magic. Sorcery also carries with it certain amounts of risk, as you may have seen with your classmate, the wild magic.
Yeah, him. I'm like not delighted to be like, yeah.
The draconic bloodlines carry much more stable magic, but they do cause certain physical transformations that not everyone is thrilled about. And there are others. The Shadowfell is another one. The power of storms and air elementals. Sometimes even divine beings bestow sorcerer's powers upon mortals. There are also, of course, the divine casters, the clerics and paladins and rangers and druids.
Well, the reason I'm asking this is because, so my father was, I guess whatever word they use for Eldritch Knight. Which, my mother was a wizard, so, they actually had to train for that. I somehow acquired it out of nowhere.
You think for a minute. Was it out of nowhere, or was there a specific event associated?
It was right before the serial killer I killed, actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there was nothing before that.
Are you sure it didn't happen during this event? Emotional trauma can sometimes bring out latent magical powers.
No, it was an hour before I even got signs of them in the streets, and I just noticed I was able to shoot things from my fingers, and then I ran into them.
It could be that your source of magic is divine in nature and gave you those abilities to protect yourself.
Just in case I have this.
Or this serial killer had offended some deity and it bestowed power upon you as a way to get back at him. There are countless stories of gods bestowing their gifts upon mortals in exchange for said mortal evening the score, as it were.
Maybe.
Fiends and fey beings are also known to do this, although fey beings have their own sense of what counts as even.
Yeah, I've heard. And demons?
Demons, they're complicated. Sometimes they'll offer their powers in exchange for a mortal's soul, or sometimes they'll just give power to a mortal to see what happens. In other cases, they may be, I suppose, preparing the host. Some demons survive in this world by possessing mortals, and it becomes necessary to insert a certain amount of their power into said mortal, which manifests as warlockery.
Why didn't you mention warlocks before? Well, you kind of just, tried not to mention the warlock.
I thought it was obvious what I was talking about. Most people do not appreciate being called warlocks, though.
Why is that?
The term carries a certain amount of social stigma. The popular conception that warlocks sell their souls to their patrons does not make them well received, especially of the fiendish variety.
I see. Well, thank you, Galen Wrightsong. I will continue my other class.
It's really funny how you call your teachers all by their full names.
I mean, that's just what I freaking feel like, so shut up.
I mean, you don't call any of them professor, you just call them by their names.
It's because I'm a freaking rebel.
Okay, so the last is your magic items workshop, which is your last class of the day.
Yay!
So this, what kind of magic item do you want to make in your magic item workshop?
Let's figure that out as I pull out my own DMG.
This isn't going to be it's not okay, you've made a magic item in one day. This is going to be a month-long process.
Is this the big project, or is this just just try it?
It's
small.
Yeah, you just, right now the goal would be to make an uncommon magic item. And then once you know the basic principles, you might be able to apply it to more powerful items.
Okay.
The highest you'll probably go is rare.
I know, I'll just make an iron flask.
That's a bit higher than rare.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you want the weakened version of the iron flask.
No, I don't.
The iron vial.
You sound so stupid. The iron vial.
They can only store imps.
Oh, hi, imp guy.
Oh, hi, Imp.
No, we killed him in the last session.
Yeah, you did.
Tommy Wiseau just comes back.
Tommy Wiseau, the Bone Devil, is still dead.
Because he came back as something else.
No, I'm gonna have to cut that out too, because it just sounded insane.
Oh, man.
If I brought him back in this season, people would just be so confused.
Wait, why is he Tommy Wiseau?
Wait, why does that Bone Devil sound like Tommy Wiseau? That's the sort of question you never think you're gonna have to ask in life.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through like what's something that my character would actually try and make. Oh yes, Talisman of the Sphere. That makes total sense. You can't make a tome or anything.
Those are advanced magic. How about Cloak of Protection?
What's that one do again?
+1 to AC and saves.
And I already have my jacket, so I'll just keep fiddling with my jacket. Perfect. Yeah, I'll start with that.
Okay, so you're gonna make a jacket of protection. Let me see. Okay. So, let's see. There's no, crafting rules, so I'm just gonna have to improvise. So we'll just say, for now, you can roll strength, or not strength, dex or intelligence, and I'll tell you how much you progress.
Well, since dex has the only bonus, I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, I imagine the dex is a 21, so you're sewing thread into it to enchant, special magic thread.
Inlaying it.
So that is a fair amount of progress, I think. There probably are item crafting rules somewhere. Okay, so we'll say Magic Items Workshop is an hour long, so we'll say you're 1/3 of the way done with actually preparing it to be enchanted. In the Magic Items Workshop, there's students crafting wands, writing scrolls, causing hilarious explosions.
And I'm just sitting here oh my god, fuck off.
I like how he's in almost all of your classes and still doesn't have a name.
I'm not gonna learn his name yet, no.
Yeah, I know. So there are a couple of people also enchanting weapons or preparing the weapons to be enchanted.
It just sounds like I'm the only one who's doing a non-wand, non-specifically magic item or weapon.
Well, there are a couple of people working on armor too.
No, I'm just making my coat cooler.
I mean, it works. So, but most of them are going for classical magic items.
Is that a name? Is Bedlam a name?
Bedlam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a name, but it's also a regular word.
Yeah, I know. Well, the word summer.
Bedlam means chaos.
Weird, I wonder how I got there.
Is that what you want to name this unfortunate NPC with the wild magic?
Yes, I want to name him Bedlam.
Okay. As you're working on sewing your jacket, you hear Shay speak up. What is all this that everyone's doing here?
We're learning how to do stuff, so we can protect the world.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, what are you doing specifically in this room?
We're prepping to enchant weapons.
That's interesting.
Why is that?
I don't know. It seems familiar somehow.
Well, what? Were you an enchantment wizard?
Maybe. I seem to recall having a workshop similar to this one at some point, although I don't remember working with jackets.
And I pull out a dagger. So I'm messing with something more like this?
No, I think it was a bow. Or maybe it was a spear. There was definitely wood involved.
What if it was something that turned into a spear or a bow?
I suppose that's also possible.
So, you enchanted things. Why would you need to be sealed?
Maybe I was a really good enchanter and everyone was jealous.
Or you might have accidentally stupidly sealed yourself.
See, that seems very unlikely.
Tink, tink, tink.
Ow.
What's that?
I don't want your sass.
Then what do you want?
Well, I would settle for not being a bracelet.
Oh, well, we just became friends.
Being a bracelet is very limiting.
Yeah, it's like helping me cheat on the test.
I mean, that is fun. But I do miss having hands and feet and other things.
And a bod.
I guess. Yeah. You can see the little purple gemstone looking at a bunch of the students And she says, maybe I could borrow one of their bodies.
Please, for God's sakes, no, do not steal my classmate's body.
Not steal, borrow. Just for a little bit.
Tink!
Ow.
Where's that hammer? I was going to smash it. Where is the hammer?
I'm almost positive that wouldn't work.
I know.
Maybe I'll borrow your body.
See, I will fight you for that.
Not if you're asleep.
No. I have enough trouble fitting in here.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Tink.
Okay, fine.
Just be glad I didn't ask any of the teachers to get rid of you.
Well, they can't see me, so I feel like that would be very difficult. Probably just end up chopping off your hand.
That would remove you, wouldn't that?
Maybe. I don't really know. Maybe you just have a ghost bracelet floating where your hand used to be.
That'd also be cool.
But then you'd have a stump.
And as I see, I've made like more progress than anyone else. Like, I think I can call it a little bit early. I'm just like, I'm going to the Steam workshop.
Okay.
Busy enchanting something else.
No, he's trying to stop one of the students from accidentally blowing something up.
Oh my god, Bedlam.
I'm sorry. It was looking at me funny.
It's a fly.
I didn't like the way it was looking at me. Thought I needed to fireball it. So, the Steam Workshop.
Yeah.
The Steam Workshop it's almost its own separate building because they've actually had to add on to it. And it's full of, steam. It's very warm in there. And there's a lot of blacksmithing kind of noises. People hammering metal, sharpening things, a lot of clockwork sounds.
I was going to say I was going to take off my jacket, but now that you said there's like welding and stuff, I'm not taking it off. It stays right the fuck on.
There are various sizes of gears hanging on the walls, and there's bits of scrap everywhere, like brass and copper and pieces of metal of all kinds. And in the center of the room is a big steam reservoir. It's like if you took 5 or 6 industrial refrigerators and stacked them all together.
Yeah.
And so it has like little valves you can hook smaller steam tanks up to refill them. And there are also collections of scrap metal that are walking around carrying parts to and from people. They're kind of in the shape of goblins, but made out of scrap parts. So it's very busy in here. There's 3 big projects that you can see going on. One of them is, I don't know that you would know what it is, but I'll tell you, out of character, they're building like a car, like a steam car. So they've got it up on a block, and they're, putting wheels on, taking wheels off. Someone's trying to convince them to attach treads to it. The other big project is, it's a steam plane. That's what it is. Like a biplane. But they're still building, like, the chassis part. They don't even have the wings ready yet, because they keep trying to build the wings out of bronze, and for some reason that's not working. And then the last project, which you can see Bryn working on, is, they're building like a clockwork man, but bigger. Like if you made an iron golem out of clockwork. So it's brass colored, and it has a big steam tank on its back. And that's really about it. It's just kind of a torso and legs right now. The torso is still open. Bryn's actually inside the torso, like putting gears in, moving other gears around, hooking up various hoses and wires. And like her little familiar is welding stuff for her.
So I see she's a little busy right now. I'm actually going to walk over to the guys who are messing with, as I see, a steam wagon.
A steam wagon.
What are you guys trying to figure out with the wheels?
What do you mean? What about the wheels?
Well, he wants tread things.
They'd be good for mud.
Wouldn't you then just need to make one like switch to switch it to treads?
Well, we can't mount wheels and treads. That would be ridiculous. Also, it would be too heavy.
But couldn't you just then make a switch that puts treads down?
But then what happens to the wheels? And what about the structural integrity? If we design the wheels to roll back up, they're not going to be strong enough to support the actual chassis.
No, make the tread push down so it lifts the entire thing.
But it's rear wheel drive.
These wheels, do they have like big grooves in them, or are they just kind of like
flat? They're solid rubber wheels is what they are. Like 20s cars had.
Oh, okay. So then I get out a piece of paper and like, what if you put grooves like this? So every time it spins, it digs into the dirt and pushes it.
We're not building this for dirt. We're building it for the city. But I wanted to drive through dirt. No dirt.
And then I can make another sketch. Well, what if you do in between?
But then we have to remold the tires. We already have these ones ready to go.
Or you could just scratch out the... Okay.
They just start arguing amongst themselves again.
And I'm like, how many seats are going to be in this?
4. I thought it was 2. No, we were definitely going to have 6.
And then I'm like, all right, 4. Then you'll have storage space.
What if we made 4 seats, but 2 of them could fold down?
I like it. And we'll call it a Volkswagen.
They'll start arguing about how big the seats should be.
Wow, it just sounds like these guys are just never going to get, they're never going to finish it.
I mean, they've made a fair amount of progress. They're just arguing about the finishing touches, basically.
I was looking in there and I'm like, well, if it's this big, you won't be able to fix 6 people unless you cram them in there.
It's a stick shift.
Yeah, and it's a stick shift, so you actually lose space. Great. Guys, you can fit at most 4.
What do you know? We can put 2 seats on top.
That is a hazard.
Not if we're driving in the city.
God, I think this guy's just an idiot. But I want this.
Or he's just being contrary on purpose.
Yes, but what if I cut off your head?
Well, then I would have to go to the nurse's office.
Yes, and then you know what happens when you go to the nurse's office?
I wake up really sick for a while.
You can't work on your toys.
I think you underestimate my determination, sir.
4 seats, hybrid tires, and flames.
What do you know?
I know that you guys need to work together or you're never going to finish.
They're basically done listening to you anyway.
I win.
You don't have an engineering degree. We don't have to listen to you.
Neither do you.
Fuck off.
And I'm just going to sit nearby and wait for Brandy to out of the chest of the beast.
Alright, so she puts some gears in place and then gets out to examine if she put them in right. Like, oh, you're here. Hand me that thing over there.
I'm just like, this one. Yeah.
Close enough. It's like a wrench. She just takes it and starts tightening gears. So you decided to ditch Magic Items Workshop?
No, it was a little easy, actually, so I was a lot quicker than everyone else, and I also didn't want to be in the room with Bedlam.
I mean, he is fun.
See, he would be more fun if he was, a weapon.
I'm sure someone could arrange that.
Yeah, probably.
We could turn him into a steam golem.
I do not know if that would be better or worse.
Well, he wouldn't have to worry about wild magic, probably.
I wonder if, there was, an attack we had to do. Do we send him in the front or the back?
You have him run out in front, with no one else behind him.
What's the point of this golem?
What do you mean, what's the point of the golem?
Well, why can't you just do normal animating of metal? Why does it gotta be steam?
You won't actually need magical abilities to activate these things, or command them. It's the golem of the common people.
So it'd kind of be like Headmaster.
I think if you compare it to Headmaster Claude, he'll snap your neck. Or at least give you super detention. He does not like being compared to a golem.
No.
As I found out.
You got super detention too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I had to clean the entire workshop by myself. That's why it's so organized in here.
I'm just imagining all the students go,
One of the junk goblins comes up to you, tries to shoo you away like you're sitting on something important. Like,
am I on something?
Or are you standing in front of something it needs?
Alright, what do I see in front of me?
It would be behind you. But behind you, there's a workbench. Tools and stuff on it.
He's size category small, right?
Yeah, it's normal goblin size. It's just made out of scrap. It's trying to reach to the work table behind you, but you're in the way.
So I pick him up and set him out there. Boom.
It goes at you, picks up a tool, jumps down, and runs off.
What's with the weird things?
You mean the junk goblins?
Yeah.
They're helpers. We didn't feel like making a bunch of steam golems to help us, but the junk goblins are pretty easy to animate.
Okay, then.
One of the goblins goes, "Nyah!"
Why do they keep going, yeah?
That's just the noise they make. That's the noise I decided they make.
I'm actually asking Bryn.
Yeah. No, that's the way they communicate. They can't actually talk. They can just make that noise. He was thanking you for putting him up on the table.
I feel proud.
And also said that your hands have grease on them.
Why would they have grease?
He has grease on him.
That's what he meant. I'm looking around for a rag,
Yeah, there are plenty of rags.
And I was like, yeah, that's, and I'm just gonna throw it on his head. Thank you.
And he runs off.
You have a good day too.
Yeah.
As the listeners just quit the episode.
I like the junk goblins.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just help her out for the next hour.
So she instructs you on, like, what each tool she needs is called. No, that's a socket wrench. That's an open wrench. That's a box wrench, etc.
I thought you labeled these.
I did label them.
Oh, right. There it is.
She has them labeled in the arcane engineering language.
Draconic?
No, it's like a engineering speak. So instead of wrench, it'll say, like, 3/4 open end wrench.
That's okay.
Yeah, she doesn't make a whole lot of progress on the golem, because that's going to take a while, but she does have most of its chest filled with the gears and stuff. She does have something new to show you she has created.
Cool.
After she's done working on the golem, she picks up some stuff from a workbench. There's like a tank that goes on her back on a strap. You've seen the way Attack on Titan characters dress, right?
Jacket, 2 things on the side.
Yeah, they have a tank on their back, like a gas tank. I think it's filled with CO2 in the show, but hers is not filled with that. So hers is sealed, and it has a hose that connects to a sword hilt kind of thing, like they have in Attack on Titan. She says, I created this after dealing with those lights, in case they had to run into the forest and deal with them again. And she pulls one of the triggers, and a flame shoots out of the end of it in the shape of a sword.
Wow!
Well, she's not pointing it at you.
I was not expecting that.
So, and she has a log standing on a workbench, and she just swings the blade at it and cuts it in half. Smoking, kind of.
At least steaming. Steaming.
At least steaming. If any more of those needle blights show up, I'll be ready to deal with them now.
Nice.
She adjusts some dials and turns some knobs on it and turns it back off.
Is there a tiny fire elemental in there?
No, it's just propane.
No? Okay.
I could do it with a tiny fire elemental, but I'd need to find one first and capture it somehow. Maybe in a small sphere.
/ befriend.
Yeah, I guess I could do that too.
One would be easier.
I'm not sure where I'd find a tiny fire elemental anyway. I could find a fire mephit somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah, it's close enough.
They're not much different than these junk goblins. If you find any wild fire elementals that aren't, trying to kill you, maybe you could ask it for me.
You want to become part of science?
Hell yeah!
Let's go science this shit up! Oh, and one more thing. Why are they trying to make a flying thing out of metal?
Well, they say it'll revolutionize travel. They just haven't worked out how to get the fly spell to stay in the wings yet.
Why don't they try making it out of like a mesh first?
Mesh? Like chicken wire?
Yeah, and then like wood and other stuff. Not super heavy materials.
Well, enchantments don't stick as easily to light materials like that. If they can't get it to stick to the wings, though, they might have to build it out of a lighter material like that, or increase the power of the engine.
Oh good, give students more excuses to hurt themselves.
The workshop is mostly safe. As she says that, a junk elemental spirit falls from the ceiling and just crashes behind her, sending tools and scrap everywhere.
I'm like,
And sits up and goes, yeah, and then runs off.
Better luck next time.
Mostly safe.
Okay, I believe you.
Someone's gonna have to clean that up.
Not it.
Yeah. She goes to start cleaning it.
Who said it was you?
Well, I mean, somebody has to, and she's done with her project for the day.
Oh, alright, fine, I'll help.
I think that's the end of that scene.
Yeah.
I really like the junk goblins. They're fun. Didn't you say you were going to go to the library and do research?
Yeah.
So, you're in the library.
Yeah, so I go to the library, and there's the Yanti librarian lady. Hello.
Yidris, I think I named her. So, are you returning that book you borrowed, or are you still using it?
Like, do I even need it anymore? I think I got, everything I needed from it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, here you go.
Very good. Are you checking anything else out, or are you just browsing?
I'm gonna browse real quick and probably grab something.
Alright. Remember, I'm always watching.
Okay, whatever.
Alright.
I have no reason to fear this person, other than the fact that they're a half-snake person. Wait, what is their, Yanti type? Like, what is their physicals?
Pure blood. The ones who are the most human-like.
Okay, so you just have scales.
Yeah. Any Yanti characters that show up are going to be that, unless I specifically say they're otherwise. Because the more snake-like ones tend to be, crazy and evil. So what part of the library are you looking in?
I will look at, Well, I need something to figure out about Shay, because I'm really interested in... So she said she might have been an enchanter.
Mm-hmm.
So I will look up, like, maybe enchanter wizards in history, possibly with their name.
Famous enchanters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so make an investigation roll.
Whee! Oh, dice, do not screw this up now. For the love of God. 19.
A 19.
Oh my God!
You did roll high enough to learn some things. I imagine you just find a book of famous enchanters of history. Enchant your way to higher learning. Yeah, it's like a biography book. So there's like fantasy. Well, he's already fantasy, but there's like the local equivalent of Merlin is one of them. But Merlin had an apprentice in the stories, so there's like her equivalent as well. All these, famous historical enchanters who were very good at it. But even further back than Merlin, fantasy Merlin, there's an enchanter. Nobody actually has a name for this person because their name is not written down anywhere, but their works are still around. They're from the fantasy Middle East, the same area Basir was from.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to mean nothing to people who are listening to this, but he's from fantasy Middle East area. I could probably just cut out the reference to Basir. Or I could just explain who he is.
Just find me real quick.
Yeah,
So
Basir is a wizard from the previous campaign set in the same setting. He is several thousand years old. He's immortal. I don't remember if I ever said what kind of wizard he was.
You just told me that he killed the thing that almost ate me in one bite.
He's a really powerful wizard who accomplished a lot in his lifetime. He's sort of like fantasy Merlin combined with fantasy Solomon, because he was really good at finding demons and destroying them and stuff. So this nameless enchanter was born around the same time and lived in kind of the same area, but Basir became famous for killing the Demon King and binding them. But the nameless enchanter did some other stuff. They were famous for enchanting this huge wall and making all these awesome relics that may or may not still be around. And then they kind of disappeared, but enchantments of a similar variety started appearing sporadically throughout history. So it's speculated that the nameless enchanter had a bunch of students, or somehow passed their knowledge down.
Yeah, and I'll pretty much read this to Shay.
She says, "That does sound familiar. I remember the name Basir. I might have met him. Or maybe someone just told me about him. It's difficult to remember."
I mean, he sounds like a cool guy.
He is a pretty cool guy, I think.
And the question still stands, why did you need to be bound? Maybe he just broke someone's heart.
Is that a reason to be locked in a magical sword?
I mean, if the guy who sealed you is a dick.
I guess, yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe there are other books about that nameless enchanter that would jog my memory somehow.
I just walk up to Idris. Hey, can you help me find more books on the nameless enchanter?
Which nameless enchanter? That's not her voice at all. What am I doing? Sorry. I went to somewhere else for a while. Which nameless enchanter?
Let's point out the quick summary.
Yeah, it would be the nameless enchanter of insert country name here. I haven't thought of a name for that country yet because I'm lazy. I don't...
Totally nothing to do with Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Or days.
I don't know that there are many other books that would give you much more information here. They might have some in, I don't know, the Royal Library or something.
Oh, good. I'll just walk on in there.
Yeah. You just need a library card that totally allow you in.
Yeah, totally. Now I just need to hire a rogue and thief and something.
You're gonna Ocean's 11 it.
Yeah, do it.
You might be able to learn more about it from one of your teachers, perhaps.
What? Let's see, what was his name? It was...
Galen?
No, that's... Yeah, actually, it would be Galen.
Galen Brightsong.
Say,
He is a wizard and an Eladrin, so he could be quite old.
He's so old!
You said that, not me.
Alright, thank you. And I'll, put the book back where it was. And walk over to Galen.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't sleep, so he has, the staff are all in the staff dorm, I guess it would be called. You walk into the staff dorm, which is, not inconsiderable distance from the student dorms, because they don't want to hear the students throwing wild parties.
Well, they can cast silence.
Look, you can't solve all your problems with magic. Silence is a 20-foot area.
Really? Because mages tend to do that.
Silence is a 20-foot area. My point is you have to walk across the grounds for a while.
Okay.
So, make a perception roll.
If he's being attacked, I swear to God.
11. Okay. Okay, you see one person sneaking out of the school, out of the girls' dormitory. She's trying to hide behind a bush, but she has blonde hair and the bush is not blonde. So her head is sticking up above the bush. It's like more like a hedgerow, so she's sneaking behind the hedgerow, but you can see the top of her hair. She's like sneaking off school grounds.
I'm gonna act like I didn't see her, but let's end up following her later.
So you're gonna ignore that and go see Galen?
No, I'm gonna follow her.
Oh, okay, you're gonna follow her. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna act like I didn't.
Just make a stealth check.
Yay! I think good at this.
You're not bad at it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
A 25, which is a critical. Okay, so how do you want to follow her? Just like a ninja? Just like right behind her?
Yeah. Ninja time.
So she's sneaking off to the east side of the school. And when she reaches the edge of the school grounds, there's the open area between the forest and you. So she just like fucking bolts across that area. And you can see someone who you did not beat his stealth check, but now you can see him. There's a boy from the boys' dorm running across the forest in the same direction, sir.
Oh God, they're gonna do the thing.
Even with a 25 stealth, you cannot effectively hide yourself on flat, open ground.
I'm gonna have to like purposely put myself behind her while she's running.
Yeah, but they are not looking in your direction.
Oh, okay, perfect. So
Yeah, they're not looking back. They just run into the forest. Are you gonna follow them into the forest?
Yeah.
I don't think I have to be secretive about what they're doing. They're sneaking off into the forest to do, teenager things.
Sex.
Yes, that. They're sneaking off into the forest to do that.
Thought of something cool to do.
I mean, you can if you want to.
So I'm gonna start writing a note.
Okay.
You guys are not stealthy, and I just like tape it to a tree, like nail it on or something.
Okay, there's no guarantee they're gonna see that, but alright. And then you're gonna go back to the school?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I'm gonna place it like near a tree where they're doing it.
Oh, okay.
Just like, smack, run.
Yeah, you probably know that this is fairly common. Alright, so you go to the staff dorm.
From fellow student.
Yeah. One of the magical suits of armor is guarding the door, and it's like, oh, it doesn't say that, it just holds up a hand, like, you're not allowed in. And one of the men-at-arms steps forward and like, what do you need the staff dorm?
I have a question for Mr. Galen.
Alright, make it quick, it's almost curfew. He lets you in.
Yeah, and I go, tell that to the kids in the forest.
Yeah.
And they're fucking.
He does not seem to care. Some of the teachers, including Galen, are like sitting around a table discussing, what they're going to do for class tomorrow or next week or something. You're not really sure. They all look up when you walk in like, oh, it's a child. Teenager. Jaketh stands up and says, can we help you with something?
I was actually wondering if Professor Brightsong can help me with a personal research project.
So he stands up like, of course. He takes you off into a smaller, like, sitting area. How can I help you?
What do you know about the nameless enchantress from the insert Arabian island?
The insert Arabian island? That's not an island, it's a country, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you want to know about them?
Well, I was reading a book about how, like, their magics were slowly spread and probably had students, and I was also told from an anonymous source that they possibly knew Barris.
Basir.
Yeah, sorry. Basir. Barris was someone else. Actually, no, I kept fucking up his name and kept calling him Barris.
Yeah, that's the same person. You're just really bad with that name. Well, I mean, you still haven't told me what you wanted to know about.
Well, I guess what happened to him.
Nobody seems to know exactly. It is possible that they erased all evidence of their existence on purpose. There could have been political scandal or threats of assassination, all sorts of things. That culture was not particularly tolerating of wizards.
Was there anyone in history who was, like, outspokenly against them?
Well, the king at that time was. Being a wizard in that era was almost the same as declaring your hatred of the emperor. It made you a social pariah.
And I found, like, cliff notes about someone named Shay, a possible enchantress as well.
There are many people named Shay, but none of them I'm familiar with as enchanters.
I was thinking, like, come on, Shay, give me something. Something in my head, tell me something.
Ask about the color purple.
When people say mysteriously disappeared, just one day was, one day was not, correct?
Yes.
Did that country ever dabble in sealing?
Yes. They commonly sealed, I guess Ifrits would be the most common choice. Other elementals. The area was quite harsh, and there were many elemental spirits about that caused trouble. Instead of destroying them, whereupon they would just return to the plane they came from and then come back, they started sealing them into various objects. Oil lamps, rings, bells, that sort of thing.
Like, looking through papers, I can see what else do I need you to answer. And I tell him the description of the metal and gem on a bracelet that I'm going to say had a vision of.
Was there more context?
I saw a vision while researching this. I fell asleep, which for some reason I've been tended to doing since I've come to this school. The bracelet was made of a dark black metal?
Yeah.
A dark black metal with a round purple eye-like gem.
I think for a minute. Oh. You're talking about the salamander bracelet.
I'm going to sit down, salamander bracelet.
Not the fire elemental spirit, the more common lizard creature.
Yeah.
The salamander was notorious, I suppose would be the word. A notorious spirit of some kind that would approach young people, would be the way to put it. The people who did not fit into society, and offer them great power in exchange for a simple service. Something like removing a troublesome sheriff, or stealing some gold from a noble, that sort of thing.
Chaos.
Not precisely chaos. It seemed more like the salamander wanted to see how far the people were willing to go for power. But at some point, all of them disappeared.
And I don't feel any weird tinging while I'm getting these answers, right?
No.
Okay.
Nobody is quite certain who or what the salamander is, but most common encounters had her appear as a young lady with dark hair and purple eyes, often wearing black clothing, never appearing as hostile, though, or any sort of evil spirit. She never harmed anyone, to my knowledge.
Interesting.
But the salamander has not been heard from in some 200 years, at least.
Huh. Wasn't that around the time this island was founded?
It was. There were reports of the salamander being sighted around this school the time it was built, but she seemed to have vanished after that. It is possible that the founder slayed her, as he was wont to do.
When he says founder, is he talking about...
He's talking about Colby.
Oh, yeah, okay, Colby. Damn you, Colby, you and your giant knife.
There's a big statue of him on the grounds.
So it's not my character who is known as the founder.
No. I mean, you built this school, but Colby was the one who established it as a school.
Okay. My building, he ran it.
He was the one who sat down and did all the paperwork.
He's like, nope, this is my school now. Actually, to be honest, my character would have been like, alright, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, Colby...
Yeah, you run it.
Colby pretty much ran the school for the remainder of his natural life.
Why would he want to steal her away? Oh, well, probably the tempting of students and causing mayhem.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a reason. I should probably explain to the audience who Colby was, too.
Yay, our friend!
Colby was an NPC paladin from the last campaign who took the Oath of the Crown. He was from the Ironlands, which is the fantasy Europe equivalent across the sea. I don't think there's anything else they really need to know about him, except that he had, a really big sword.
He could hold double-handed swords the size category up for no reason. He's a really huge fucker.
He was also very strong.
Yes. And was one of the main things that allowed the campaign to end so nicely, because we technically would have been screwed without him.
Yeah.
Even though he did almost nothing.
I mean, he tanked.
Yeah, that was nice. He tanked. So, yes.
I think that's about all they need to know about him.
Yeah. If we recorded the first game, I would have said just go back and watch the episodes.
We should have done that.
We didn't have our setup.
His sword is actually part of the statue.
What? Anyways, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for helping me better my own knowledge. And I just try to leave.
This is about where we're going to end it, so we're going to do one more thing. As you're heading from the door, you hear a sound from the forest. It's a wolf. Well, it's several wolves howling very loudly. There are not wolves on this island.
Wait, so as I leave, like, the teacher's door or the door to the building?
As you're heading for the door to the building,
Okay.
you hear the sound of a group of wolves howling in the forest. There are no wolves on this island, so all of the teachers immediately get up
I'm like,
and start heading for the door.
I'm like, this is not supposed to happen. I
No.
should run through that door.
Yeah, this is not supposed to be happening.
Oh, God.
I'd like to thank Overclocked Remix for providing music for our show, including Daily Training, a remix of Place of Peace and Rafflesia Training Grounds from Crusader of Senti, remixed by Scaredism, and Notes from a Small Island, a remix of Chrono Trigger from Chrono Trigger, remixed by JJT. I'd also like to thank Zapsplat.com for providing sound effects, and of course, I'd like to thank all of you for listening all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please continue listening.